Are you ready, Ninja Babe? Ready to face your fears, to ignite your passions and break through your limitations? Are you ready to get out of your comfort zone and go after your dreams with unstoppable force? It's happening here on the Ninjababes podcast, the place where women spill it all about self-confidence, courage, and body image. This is where we show our strength. This is the sisterhood where girls gather to empower themselves and each other. Get ready to get rocked, because this is where you come to be encouraged and be transformed in order to live out your full potential. Be proud of yourself, Ninja Babe. Now let's get after it. Hey, Ninja Babes, welcome. Today I'm here with Caitlyn Bergstrom. What's up, Caitlyn?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hello. I'm happy to be here with you. I'm really excited to be interviewing you. And this interview is like a long time coming. We've been like going back and forth trying to pick a date. And so I'm so excited that it's finally happening.
Yeah, I feel like since it's been a few months, we've been going back and forth trying to get this going. So I'm super excited that we can finally do this.
Yes. How has life been? I know it's been crazy, right? So we're into almost like 2 months of quarantine, at least for on the East Coast. In Jersey, we started pretty early, maybe compared to some of the other states. But yeah, like, how are you feeling? And I feel like we'll get into like a lot of different things about this, but how are you today? Like, how are things going today?
With quarantine wise, I feel like I'm pretty blessed to be in Florida because I know it's kind of like the joke through all the states that Florida is just like, I think we started quarantine late, but we haven't been like, I guess as like super quarantined as other states, which is kind of a mixed blessing. But it's been a very interesting experience just having to keep distance from everyone. And like my family is so social. I'm so social to like our first instinct every time we see someone is give them a big hug and say, hey, how you doing? But now I have to like stop myself, and be like, wait, like 6 feet apart, like try to keep myself safe and other people safe. So it's been a real challenge, but been blessed in a lot of different ways of being able to go out a little bit. And the beaches just reopened yesterday, so that is a huge thing I'm super excited about.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so nice.
Yes.
What is Florida like without the beaches?
I know, right?
So yeah, I mean, like looking normally, if like nothing had changed in our schedule, we both would have already competed on AW season 12. So it's kind of weird to think about a little bit. Last season, you did amazing. It was so awesome to see you compete for your rookie year and go so far, do so well.
Thank you.
How did you feel about last season? And like, I know a lot of people know who you are, but just tell us more about who you are as an athlete and how you got into Ninja and how you landed on American Ninja Warrior.
Okay, yeah. So last season, it was actually my first season. I thought about applying the year before because I was old enough. They lowered the age, so I could have gone on, but I did not want to do it without my younger brother, and so I had to wait for him to turn 19 to apply, which was a great blessing. I had more time to train, and I felt a bit more confident because actually being in the spotlight is not something I usually enjoy. But man, last season was so amazing. I was just so grateful. Like I was really hoping we'd get the call, and my dad and my older brother had been on this show, but you never know if you're gonna make it until you get the call, right? Even if you have a pretty good chance. But I guess being on with my younger brother was such a cool experience, like being able to do it together, especially since I know I don't do a lot solo. I'm not like super independent from him, so like having him and having his support was really cool. Competing was an awesome experience. Like it was something like going into it. Like I think from the time I submitted to the time I got the call, I was so anxious. I was like freaking out. It took me so long to even press submit on my application because I was so scared. But I'm really glad that I did it. And actually, I wasn't as scared on the course as I thought I was going to be. Like being on the starting platform with Caleb, we did an acro move together and just felt like, I don't know, it felt really good. And like seeing my family out there and a bunch of our friends and a lot of my students came to support us, it was like, it just felt right, and it just felt like something that I really enjoyed doing. I was like, wow, like this is way better than I thought it was going to be. And it's like, I don't know, a really cool experience. And I'm very grateful I was able to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's so cool to do it with family and have your brother there and competing alongside each other. Like, that's super awesome. So your whole family really trains together, right?
Yeah, so my parents, they opened up a ninja gym. We actually started in our backyard, and then we were like, well, we should go a little bit bigger. Everyone seemed very interested. So we opened up a gym, and now everyone either works there or trains there or pops in every now and then to say hi. But my sister's a manager, my parents own it, everyone else coaches. It's been pretty cool.
The Bergstroms changing the world. I love it. So yeah, the Bergstroms, your family owns Jungle Gym in Florida. In case anyone doesn't know
Yeah,
what we're talking about.
come check us out.
Yeah, I want to come down. I actually, first of all, haven't been to Florida since I was probably like 17, and I'm
You
30, so
haven't? Oh man,
no. So I need to get my butt down there for sure.
definitely.
But I want to come
That would be awesome.
totally. uh, so then I'm assuming you applied for season 12.
Yes, my brother and I, we applied. And we actually, a couple weeks before quarantine, we got the call to compete. I believe the dates were April 11th and 12th. So when quarantine started, we were like, well, it's only going to last like 2 weeks, right? And then we'll be able to get back into it. And then watching, I guess, that date roll by and like, man, we were supposed to compete. It didn't happen. It was pretty kind of disappointing. It's kind of like we're still kind of it's all in the air. We don't know when the show will be filmed or hopefully that will happen this year, but I'm really grateful I got the call and I have the hope of competing, but like it was disappointing that we weren't able to compete, but at the same time I'm looking at like since I'm grateful that my family owns a ninja gym, we have been able to train during quarantine, just family. So I have had a lot more time to prepare and I was going like I had a lot of mental blocks and like some stuff I was going through. So it's nice to like really slow down and I didn't realize what a blessing it would be actually to not compete so soon. So it's been a kind of a mixed blessing.
Yeah, I hear you. It's been a lot of mixed feelings for me too because I've been recovering from shoulder surgery, and really they were like, to really, really know that you're good, nothing bad's going to happen, you should really wait at least like 8 to 9 months before you're going as hard as possible. Because, in physical therapy, like we had been doing so much progression work to lead me into a good place to be strong and capable and ready for ninja moves. The beginning of March, or maybe like just the very end of February, that my region was getting the call. And when they called me, I actually had told Peter, I was like, I think that I'm ready to compete, but I need to really like talk this through with my physical therapist and make sure that I'm good. So I didn't actually say yes right away. I was kind of like a maybe. And they're gracious enough to like give me another week to really think it through.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it was like a weird moment for me because when I first got the call, I had not yet done a lache, like done all like ninja moves. I just hadn't really done it yet because we had been doing a lot of
Oh
progress
wow.
yeah, we had been doing a lot of progression work in physical therapy, like on a bar, like hopping to the bar, really small swings, but like nothing that would really resemble like the big moves that you have to do on the show. And so that's why when I got the
Yeah, and
call,
you
I was
can't really
like,
hold back when you're competing on Ninja Warrior.
exactly. And my PTs were like, we think that you're physically capable, but they didn't want me to all of a sudden go for some crazy, daring, explosive move. And that was like the first time I had ever done that in 10 months. So
Oh,
yeah, so it was like they knew I could like be capable, but they were still trying to like really slowly like work me into things like that. So long story short, as soon as I did get the call, I went into like this frantic mode of like I need to try everything, like I need to make sure I'm ready. And I still was doing that like under the supervision of my PT and like my sports coach there like at PT. And they were helping me figure out how to like do even more progressions. And I went to the ninja gym finally for the first time and was like doing these small progressions at the gym. So everything was feeling really good, but it was still like this overwhelming feeling of like, will I really be ready? And so then when quarantine hit, like for us in New Jersey, we started quarantine, like my work and everything was canceled. We started quarantine officially the weekend, like right before March 16th, because I remember March 16th
oh
was,
wow.
yeah, March 16th was the day that some of my
Oh
jobs were
man.
canceled. So it was that weekend, like right before, and we were still all talking amongst ourselves, like, our gym's gonna close. Can we do some sort of pseudo like two people at a time thing, like to sign up for a time slot? Like we were
Yeah.
trying to like think of a creative solution for training, but then it was just like, oh no, this is too dangerous because it just got really bad really fast in like the New Jersey, New York metro area. So yeah, so then it was from mid-March, I was like, what's gonna happen? Like I need to train. Like I don't need to just be strength training. Like I need to actually get back on a bar and like be doing ninja
Hmm.
things because I haven't done them in like since before surgery. So then when it was postponed, I was like, wow, this is like a really bizarre blessing that I have more time to like strengthen and not rush anything and just like do it the right way. So it's been yeah, like a bittersweet experience for me.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would do to your confidence, even because if you haven't trained, laches are like so much technical movement, and you know they're going to put some weird stuff on the show because they have to keep it interesting to like go in without that. So I don't know. I feel like there'd be a lot of mixed feelings when it gets canceled because it's like lame. Like I was so looking forward to this, but at the same time, you have so much more time to prepare now and to heal. So it's like kind of don't know how to feel about it. Kind of grateful, kind of bummed out, but
Right, exactly. And now like thinking about, I don't know like how your family and everybody down there has felt, but now it's like so many of us are like, how can they possibly like book a date um, sooner than later when like it's so hard to book venues or like book city streets and like how do you book those last minute to be like, all right, let's get Ninja moving and like go next week. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, especially when you have so many competitors, you need like the crowd, the audience. Like, well,
yeah,
it's kind of really what we can't do right now. So when will be safe to do that? It's a whole lot of waiting.
yeah. There's a lot of unknowns. So, but I mean,
Yeah.
how do you feel like you've been keeping morale up down there in the Bergstrom clan?
Um, it does get hard sometimes. I feel like having like so many of us, so like my family is really big, so we're never like at a loss for company or someone to be with. My sister has kind of been at my house every single day because her roommate has a 3-year-old, so she has to get out. So that's been kind of, I feel like, helpful that we're all in this together. It has been like kind of stressful sometimes just because we have the gym. Nobody's been able to work. My sister's salon is closed. It's like, what do we do with that? But for us, we've just really been trusting God. Like we've been praying a lot, and we know that like even if it gets really stressful, maybe like we're not making money, how we're going to pay certain bills. That like as long as we're honoring God, that He's going to come through for us. And we've just been trying to stay busy during this time, stay productive, but also like take more time to like be together as a family because we have so many different schedules. Caleb and I don't think we're home at all through February because there was so many different ninja competitions. We made it to the major and we had world finals. It was like hectic everywhere. And then you come back, you coach, you leave for the weekend, and then you do private lessons. So it was like, how do you keep up with everything? But now it's like we're all hanging out. It's like, man, I haven't hung out with my family in so long, like just us. Like, we don't have to like run off to coach, run off to do a hair appointment or, whatever we have going on. So it's been kind of like all over the place, I guess. We get in like this nice routine of where we get to see each other, we own a gym, so it's been really nice to train. But then at the same time, it's like I just want like things to go back to normal. Like I miss coaching my kids like in person. I do a couple of FaceTime lessons, but it's not the same as being there and coaching them and encouraging them and seeing their progress in person. I miss my team. Kelvin and I started a team for Ninja, and not seeing those kids has been really like, oh, I just miss them. I want to see them progressing. So it's a lot of like we get in like a good like schedule going, and then it's all of a sudden like, man, I'm ready for this to be over. I'm ready to go back to what we had going. I'm ready to compete again. I miss that so much.
Yeah. I feel like so many people, it's like a similar story. Like everything you just listed, I'm sure someone can relate to. And I think a lot of it is like it's important to realize the things that you miss and to realize what has been hard and to like process through that. And also it's like when you realize, like you said, you're missing your team kids, you're missing coaching and all that. It's like when you do go back to it, it's going to be that much sweeter and you're going to not take anything for granted. I had a friend actually this morning who was texting me and she was like, I've just been crying for the past 10 minutes. And I was like, what? What's going on? And she was like, I just miss my parents. And she was like, I'm looking back and thinking like she's like in her late 20s. And she's like, I'm just thinking like, wow, all those times that I was like at my boyfriend's house because my parents quote unquote were like so annoying. She was like, no, like I value my family, I value my parents and like I miss them and I wish that I was with them right now. So it's just like I feel like so much of being in quarantine really reveals to you like what is your priorities and like what really matters most to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's like all the things that like you're starting to get annoyed with or frustrated with, all of a sudden it's like some of those things are the things you miss the most.
Yeah.
Or like even some people, it's like I just need a break from them. I'm like, no, I want you guys back. Those are my friends. Like, it's a lot of mixed feelings. I feel like I go back and forth a lot.
Yeah. What is a food that you've been missing? Because I keep thinking about like, we can still get takeout, but I've been like doing that to a minimum. But I keep thinking about all these restaurants, my favorite places I want to go out to when this is over.
Oh, my absolute favorite restaurant is there is a small cafe on the beach. It's Cafe de Paris, and they have the most amazing crepes. This French man, he owns the whole place. His family runs it, and he's the guy. He makes the crepes. Like I go there all the time. They all know me. My dad and I always go on dates there when we go out, and everything is so good and authentic and delicious, and they're not open at all, not even for takeout. And I'm like, man, that's the place I miss so much. That's like the first place I'm going to go after quarantine is I'm going to go to Cafe de Paris with my dad.
Oh, that is so sweet, and that sounds so delicious. So now I have even more goals for when I come down to visit you guys and I go to your gym. I want to go there.
Yes, so much we're going to do.
Yeah, for me, like I love Greek food and like I love just like food in general, but I also am like a huge coffee snob, which I feel like half the world knows because it's like on my Instagram every day. But there's a few local shops that they're also open for takeout, and so I try to keep getting my beans from them or like buying coffee from them every once in a while just to feel like I'm still supporting, but it has been hard too. Like work has been less hours, and so I can't just like keep getting takeout from everywhere all the time. So,
Oh, definitely.
but it's cool to see how people in the community are coming together. Here in Jersey, like there's so many like little initiatives starting with local, like even personal chefs and stuff who are now just cooking meals that you can buy at like a really decent price, and it's like family meals for four. You can just go pick it up and
Oh, that's really cool.
yeah, like businesses are altering their usual to like support. Or I saw one of the high school teachers locally in Hackensack, like he is providing like food and like pantry items for families in need, like in the local community. And he's like a culinary arts teacher at the high school, but he like saw a need from his students' families and he's just doing what he can to supply food and like businesses are donating. And it's just like crazy seeing everybody coming together.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we have a couple of ninja moms who are starting that in our ninja community because I guess I they're going through my mom and dad are pastors, so we kind of try or we try to do a lot of work in our community, and there's just been a lot of needs that we've seen as like that's one really hard thing of this quarantine is so many kids are like relying on like the school for lunch or for breakfast, so they're starting to try to be able to provide for these kids who are at home. They don't have those meals during the day, so it's kind of cool to see how the community is coming together and just like helping out these kids that really need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Something else that the ninja community is doing, actually don't know if you know about this yet. The ninja auctions. Have you heard of this?
I haven't actually.
So let me tell you. So, Ninja Passport and Monstro Hold have come together to form Support Our Sport. And basically, what's happening is different ninja businesses or like top competitors from the community are going to donate a service or an item, and ninjas throughout the community, anybody can bid on those items, and half of the proceeds will go to the ninja gym of the winner's choice, like as a donation, and the other half will go to the business or the ninja themselves. So, for example, I think Jessie Graff is on there with like things from her home that she's donating, like different items. And then also, you can't quote me on this, but I think it's like a class that she's donating, like spots to the class you can auction to be in this online class, but different things like that. So there's a lot of different items. I know DGS is auctioning off different obstacles and like things like that. It's just really cool. So Ninjababes, we're putting together a couple different packages. There's like a merch package with our brand new stainless steel water bottles and hats, and then also the mindset one-on-one hour sessions. Like so, we have like items on there as well. So it's really exciting, but it's cool to see, and I'm excited for more gyms and businesses and like ninjas to get involved and to like put something on there.
No, that sounds really cool. That's awesome. I did not realize that was happening.
Yeah, it's fairly new. So I'm trying to help them spread the word, but also I think pretty much any gym, any ninja who has something to offer, any ninja who sells merchandise, like anyone could put something on there. If you just contact Susan from Ninja Passport, you can find her. You can find actually really all the information if you go to Facebook to support our sport, and I'll link that in the show notes of this episode as well. But it's exciting. I like love seeing how the ninjas are coming together.
Yeah, because that's one thing I know a lot of these gyms are fairly new. Like I think one I was so excited to visit, and their grand opening was postponed, was Motive Movement with Brett and Grace. I'm like, I want to go there so bad. And like, I know a lot of these little gyms, like they can't, like a lot of them can't support themselves through this time, or like, so it's really cool to see people like coming together and like, keeping that ninja community alive and like the places where we go. That's awesome.
Where is that gym that you mentioned? The new one that was supposed to have their grand opening?
I can't remember if it's in North or South Carolina. Brett and Grace have been renovating it. They were supposed to open at the end of March. They were going to have a grand opening, but I mean, that was right when quarantine started, so that has not happened yet. But really want to go there and check it out. Like, there, it looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yo, the Sims do some crazy work, like on their house and
They do crazy stuff.
yeah.
No, I love all of Grace's DIY projects. I like, oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, I should have Grace on here soon. That would be a good episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Ninja Babe, I believe in you. I'm so glad that you're part of this community. I'm so glad that you're listening to this episode. Ninja Babes is the thing because we believe in this community. We believe in this sisterhood, and we want you to feel that strength coming from your girls. We want you to know that we're here for you. I believe in your ability to succeed in your dreams. I believe that you can continue to grow in your ninja skills, in your goals, in all of your fitness, dreams, and all the things you want to go after, and also in the rest of your life. Your mindset changes every single time that you step into that ninja gym and you learn about your own fears and your own challenges and your own strengths. You grow in so many ways, and it changes your brain. It changes the way that you think about yourself. It changes the way that you see other people. And when we're able to continue to form this community and to support one another, it's just completely life-changing if you give it a chance and you open yourself up to having courage and to going after your dreams. If you want to give back and support this community in a deeper way, give to our Patreon. Through Patreon, you can donate to Ninjababes, and you can even become a partner with Ninjababes. And so the reason to give back, it's up to you. What does Ninjababes mean to you? What has it meant to you? When you give to Ninjababes, you're helping us to produce more content, to keep the podcast going. You're helping our team have the ability to edit, to produce videos, to do all the technical things that takes hours and hours to do every week. And we want to continue to produce content for you and to make meaningful teachings and share those meaningful stories. And so give back to us as we continue to support you. And if you support on the Patreon, you will receive gifts from us. You'll be getting monthly content that is exclusive to that Patreon community. It's mindset content that's going to rock your world, and there's also some really, really cool gifts on there. There's the Girl Gang Ninja Babes patches for your jean jacket or your gym bag, and then there's some really awesome stainless steel drinking bottles on there, and also the Ninja Babes sports bras. Those are all only available through Patreon. So give your gift and show your support and get your exclusive Ninja Babe Girl Gang swag.
Hey Ninja Babes, it's Maria Rella, your Ninja Babes podcast editor. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far and continuing to stay strong at home during this quarantine. One of the ways you can continue to train and recover well at home while also supporting the Ninja Babes podcast is by purchasing Propeller Life supplements using code NinjaBabes. That's NinjaBabes. You can also check out the show notes below for the code. You will get 10% off your order and know that you are helping us create the content you see and hear every week. Propeller Life offers everything from pre-workout to whey and vegan protein powders to amino acids for recovery. The spiced vanilla vegan protein is my personal favorite. They are family-owned, all-natural, non-GMO, and free of artificial ingredients. This is the time to help support local businesses, and by buying Propeller Life products with the Ninja Babes code, you are helping to support both of us. Thanks for listening, Ninja Babes. Now let's get back to the episode.
So is there anything else that you're doing at home to keep yourself like feeling good, feeling like motivated? Any like advice that you would have for other Ninja Babes out there during this stay-at-home time?
Yeah, well, actually, while I've been home, like we haven't obviously can't train every single day. We did try for a couple weeks. We actually had Austin Gray got stuck here in Florida at my house right before quarantine, so he was here for 5 weeks with us through the quarantine
Oh my goodness.
because he couldn't go back home to Colorado. So we were trying to train so much because that's all he really wanted to do. So and we all were like, okay, because we want to get stronger too. So we were training almost every single day. So that was pretty intense. But we've slowed down a little bit. While I've been home, I've just been trying to like get caught up on some skills I want to learn, or like just learning new things that I haven't had time to because my whole life has been kind of taken up by ninja. So like while Austin was here, he taught me how to juggle. So I've been my Caleb and I have been juggling a lot. Or I do art, so it's been nice to like slow down and draw. Or like now my sister's trying to get me to learn an instrument, so I think I'm gonna become musical. Hopefully that would be really cool. But there's just a lot of stuff. It's been nice to slow down and just like do some like fun hobbies. You know, like have fun. Like I love ninja and I love training, but it does sometimes when you're training, it's not fun, you know, like we got to do burnouts on the campus board. We got to do this or that, dead hangs. Ugh. But it's been nice to like do some stuff that I enjoy doing, but I haven't had time to do, you know. But I feel like one thing that's like been really helpful for me to stay motivated is just remembering that, you know, this doesn't last forever. Like I feel like every time day, like you don't have anything scheduled or like you just don't know what to do with yourself, it gets really easy to just get caught up in that moment and to just get caught up in the thought like, man, this has been going forever and be stuck in this forever. But you know, we really are going to pull through. Like Ninja Warrior is going to happen. Like so many comps are going to start up again. I think just remembering that like all of this really is temporary. Like even April just flew by, right? Like March was forever, but April flew by, and like hopefully May will too. But you know, it's going to end soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. I did feel like March was really slow, and then April did go by really fast. So I think part of it is like I've found a little bit of a routine and just like found other things to do. And there's always like tons of Ninja Babes projects that we're working on. But so yeah, I think it's important too to like have that routine. And if this does continue in your state for a few more weeks, like continuing to just be committed to doing routine, like finding new things to do or just getting outside now that the weather is better. It's like so nice to be out in the sunshine. Although in Florida, it's probably nice like all the time.
Yeah, it has gotten pretty hot recently. We're up in the 80s now, so going outside while it's nice, you can't do it for very long. Yeah, I would say one thing that like I know we're all separate from people, but you don't have to be like, you know, detached from people. Like I think every day Kelba's calling up some ninja or Kevin Carbone usually, but it's just like, or we've been FaceTiming a lot of our friends in Texas, but it's like every day, like nobody minds like getting a FaceTime call. Like it's always nice to see a familiar face. So if it's like something like you're feeling starved for community, you just miss your friends, like, you know, you can always hit them up. I'm sure they want to hear from you as much as you want to hear from them.
Definitely, that's so true. Because I think sometimes it's easy to think like, oh, like I don't know, you can make up reasons like not to talk to somebody or not to reach out, but everyone wants to hear from you like just as much as you want to hear from them. So I think that's great advice, like just calling up anybody. I talk to Angela Gargano like every moment. So we talk a lot. Is there any other advice that you have for the ninja community or girls in general, whether we're thinking about what the rest of the summer is going to look like, or like getting back into ninja? I know for you, like maybe you've been training on obstacles a little bit longer than others, but I keep thinking about like when we do get back into the gym, like people can't go too crazy too right away, or they might get hurt.
Yeah.
Like people need to like take it easy as we like kind of like transition during this time. So do you have any other like transitional advice?
Yeah, I would just say the main thing is like when you're getting back into the gym is be patient with yourself. Like you're not going to be able to go throw that 10-foot lache or however far you're going, 8, 10, 6. It's like a lot of the big skills you've been working on. Sometimes you just have to like go back to the basics for a little bit, get your brain back in there before you can go working on the same like skill level that you're working on before. Like a lot of times it can get really frustrating. You can like when you're training on something after you've been away for a little bit, you're like, man, if I had done this like a month ago, if I had done this before quarantine, I would have had it so easily. And now I'm just stuck on this. I can't even balance on a pipe. But just like stopping and like being patient with yourself, which can be one of the hardest things to do, is being just see, for me, it's really easy to be patient with other people, but being patient with myself is so hard because I just want to do it. I just want to be good at everything I was good at before, you know, or be better than I am. But I think just slowing down and remind yourself that, hey, I've been away from this for a little bit and it's okay. It'll come back to me. I just can't push it right away. You don't want to tear up your hands the first day, right? Because you want to be able to get back at it just a little bit at a time.
Yeah, that's really solid advice. I love that. Just being patient with yourself. And yeah, like kind of thinking it through even before you go to the gym the first time or like during your first week back, just thinking it through like, okay, like this is what I was doing before, but I'm going to give myself grace and like realize that, like you said, I might not get that at the first try or even the first day. And like kind of thinking of what are some basics that I can do to like ease back in and, not shock your body in like a negative way, but just kind of like feel good, like go in and do fun things that feel good. Like don't stress out about trying to meet some PR that you matched like before quarantine or like,
Definitely.
max out on something, max out on your second ladder run like the first day. Like don't worry about that. Just like have fun with it and like ease back into things.
Yeah. Maybe warm up a little bit longer than you used to, but I think as long as you're taking care of yourself, it'll bounce back really quick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel confident in us. I feel confident in the community. Things will come back and we'll be better for it. And yeah, there's no reason to stress out. Well, I've loved having you on today. Thank you so much. Where can people find you on Instagram or anywhere else for that matter?
On Instagram, my handle is kt.bergstrom. I'm not really on Facebook, and I'm kind of avoiding getting a TikTok because my sister got really TikTok famous. So I'm just like, I don't want to make all those TikTok videos. So I'm just on Instagram right now.
Actually, I have a TikTok, but I haven't looked at it in like months. So I don't even know what's happening there.
Every day with my sisters, they're like, let's make a TikTok video. And I'm like, I just don't want to. So
yeah, I feel like I've watched a lot of videos, but I've just never looked back at my profile. So I don't really, I don't know. People send me videos like every day, and so I'll watch them and they're funny and they're like great and I love it. But like I haven't made one in a really long time.
Yeah. Be strong, be you, be a ninja babe.